George, we just saw these two cops try to arrest a young kid. I think they made 1,000,001 mistakes. What do you think, George?
We'll show you how I think and Firas think it should have been done.
Check out the video and we'll be right back with what we think about that move.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, what the fuck? Oui. Oh. Gado.
Okay, guys, at one point in the video, they're each holding a wrist. George, what do you think about this? This is a good tactic?
It is wrong because if I do this,
oh,
he can use his leg to get away.
It's a really bad way to hold somebody. Come back again, Hussein. Hussein's been in many arrestations. You know, he's been grabbed like this before. Hussein, is this trouble for you or?
No, no worries.
What would you do to George? You kick him in the balls? Oh, fuck. This is such a bad way to grab somebody. Okay. And the other thing they did wrong, which I didn't like, George, I hated, is when she had him up against the car, she was breaking his wrist. Come in here, huh? Come. She was doing this, and the kid didn't seem like he was resisting arrest, but she was cranking his arm. That's, for me, my opinion, ridiculous. She should have just, the guy wasn't resisting arrest. Why crank his arm? If somebody cranks your arm, George, like this, aren't you gonna move? Aren't you gonna relieve pressure?
Yeah, right, because it's...
The guy was escaping because his arm is about to break, not necessarily. I don't know if he was trying to resist arrest before, but it didn't look like it. He was here like this, calm, and then she starts cranking his arm and he starts to fight her off. She doesn't know. She probably doesn't know. She probably never broke an arm before. But if you crank somebody's arm like this, man, this is about to snap. His shoulder's gonna snap. His wrist is gonna snap.
It's the same pressure of a kimura.
It's a natural reaction to want to get out of this. This is ridiculous, George. If I put you out like this, I'm a cop, and I'm telling you calm down. Aren't you gonna move? Aren't you gonna be like, hey, my shoulder's gonna break? I'm not gonna let the guy break my shoulder.
Yeah.
And then his arms are together. How would you arrest him, George?
Well, normally it's better to go
knuckle to knuckle.
Knuckle, yeah.
Knuckle to knuckle, and then you can arrest. You tell the guy, hey, knuckles to knuckle. If the guy's resisting, I get it. But it seemed like the kid was calm, and she took his arm up here. How the hell are you gonna handcuff him when the wrist is up here?
The best way is always going here, click, click, when the thing is up, so it locked from the inside, but not everybody has the same flexibility.
Let's take it from the top. What would you do? You got a thug here, this nice, true to life thug. George, how would you arrest this guy?
First, if we're both together,
two cops.
I think there's one that needs to take the conversation in charge. So I give my instruction that I'm telling him we're coming to arrest him, to lay down, to put himself in the vulnerable position that we need to put the handcuff. And if he refuses, I have my partner, while I'm talking to him and I'm attracting his attention, he's coming from the blind side, never in the same front, always on the blind side. And he's gonna take a seatbelt position. Yes, and he put his shoelace behind and his leg on the floor, okay? To make sure the guy doesn't slam him on the floor. And when this is done, now I can intervene and physically go and complete the arrest.
Now he's smothered. He's smothered. He can't
smothered.
throw any punches. He can't do anything explosive.
Yes.
And if I climb up on him, this is really bad now. He could slam me.
Yes, he can slam. That's why.
I wouldn't do this, right?
That's why. That's why you need to seat belt. But if the guy is too tall, you can take like this and keep your head always close because he can go with a headbutt. And once this is done with the shoelace, he's gonna push with his shoelace while I'm tackling him in the front, and he's gonna hit the floor. And now there's not much he can do because we're all on the floor and we're smothering him. Now we can't run away. It's very hard to run away. It's like a snake, an anaconda that get you in a all around him.
He's definitely not gonna rip off his jacket and run away. That's for sure. George, what if the guy he complies verbally? You don't touch him. You don't get on your knees, put your hands behind your head. That's the best.
Yes.
If you tell the guy to get on your knees and he doesn't get on your knees, then one guy in the front, one guy in the back, stand up and say, this guy's resisting arrest. He's not.
You're gonna go na 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 there, then coming.
Smother him down.
Smother him down.
Put your weight on his limbs.
Yes.
That's it.
Normally you want the one who's physically the more athletic taking the first tackle. And the one that is in front needs to attract his attention with a loud voice and his finger in a menacing way. And then when it's done, the arrestation.
George, let's do one live. You resist as much as you can, okay? No, you don't know. You're talking to George.
Ça séance ça glisse.
Slippery, guys. We just finished training. Slippery. George, tell this guy's under arrest.
You're saying you're under arrest. You're gonna go on the floor. You're gonna go on the. Smother him.
You didn't do your
We're
homework.
gonna teach you. We're gonna teach you the good manners, boy.
That's it. Put the handcuffs. Click. No punches are thrown. The cops threw a punch. I didn't like that. The girl was holding his hand. She punched him in the face. A 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid. Totally ridiculous. Smother the guy. Get on top of him. They need to wrestle a little bit, these cops, no?
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Hussein?
No.
Guys, my final thoughts, I think training for the officers has to be better. It's safer for the officers and the people in question that are being arrested. George, what do you think?
Well, using violence is always the last resort, but sometimes it needs to be done, and when it's done, it needs to be well done.
That's it.
Oh, what the fuck, monsieur Arcoui? Oui! Oh! Gado!